I didn't care. I prefer Jack Nicholson over Heath Ledger.
I'm totally okay with that. Just so you know, like.
Well, so, I'm saying a lot of people are like, "What?
You know what
crazy.
I mean?
Like, it's opinion.
It is. you know, this is what I always say because people get so crazy about about everything, right?
Oh,
they get so even like with Ben Affleck and I say Justice League wasn't that great, but you know what? I enjoyed it because you know what? I'm just so thankful that nerds like us are making movies that we want to see. It may not be great. It may not be comic or this or that because you know what? We're our worst enemies, right?
Oh yeah.
Because we go like, oh no, oh I'm sorry, Batman broke his back, so there's no way he can get out of that. Like even I had some issues with like Dark Knight Rises where I was like, how in the world did he go 1 month and then his back's like fine, and then there's this bomb running around? I'm like, no, wait a minute. And this is Christopher Nolan, right? Who's known for being meticulous about his story.
Oh yeah.
I caught myself like getting into that, going like, wait a minute, there's no way he could have survived that and did anyway. Long story short, I got over that, and I finally just was like, you know what? I should just be grateful that nerds are making our favorite stuff again, and we can just enjoy it with our kids and this next generation.
We live in a time where what we used to read, we now get to watch.
We get to watch it,
even though like they don't pick the best of storylines.
Yeah.
Because I walked out on Justice League the movie when I watched it in theaters. I was like, you know what? Don't like this. I'm leaving. But I owned the DVD. So
you know what?
Because it is a DC comic movie. And I have a 10-year-old son that he loves Batman and the superheroes. So like he's too young and innocent to know that it's inaccurate and it's really bad. But he has a good time watching, and that's all I want.
But it's like I went through recently, like within the last like 2 years, I went through all the Batmans with my son. Best thing in the world, huh?
Oh yes.
Isn't it awesome seeing it from their perspective again and just watching them going like, oh, and then seeing what they don't like and what they like? Because my son liked Batman and Robin. And
same. He was like, "Who's that guy on the ice, Dad?"
Right.
Like, that's Dr. Victor Freeze, son.
He liked that because it was, because my son's 10 years old, so he was watching it as an 8-year-old. I have a 10-year-old.
I have a 10-year-old. My son
8-year-old.
just turned 10.
Right.
That's crazy.
Freaking crazy. So my 10-year-old like loves that because it's all bright and cheery and all campy, and he gets the jokes. So he liked that stuff better than what I liked when I was 8. It's so cool. It's such a cool feeling.
It is, and the fact that Marvel, DC, and any other kind of comic books that they're bringing them to life on the movie screen, whether it's good or not, it's entertainment.
Yeah, Iron Man 3. Iron Man 2. I'm just kidding. Thor: Dark World.
You know what?
Did you like that one?
Oh, that was the second one. No. No, I did not. But I also I did and I didn't, because it was good, but at the same time, like, it was just a little weird.
Watch it once. That's what I say.
Yeah. No.
It's a watch it once.
Yeah, you got just to know the story, so you could go on to the next movie if they make the next movie.
So when you ever get to that, because all of us geeks, what do we like? I should say, I think most of us geeks like to do is, I don't know, like once a year. I have this thing.
We like to use nerds.
I'm sorry, nerds. What us nerds like to do, or at least nerds like me, is once a year I like to gather all the Marvel movies and just start binge watching them one at a time, just over again. But I find myself more and more skipping over some of them. I'm just like, nah, I just can't do it.
Look at the back pictures of it.
I just can't do it. Like, every once in a while I might do it, but same thing with DC and all. Like I'm like. You know what I mean?
Well, I definitely do. Like, what is it? Because like I do that with Star Wars. About every year or two, I'll just watch. I'll watch from the very beginning, and since they're putting more and more out, like, I'll fill in the gaps from like I'll watch one. Well, I'll fall asleep during like episode 1 because I do not like episode 1. It's just boring. The little kid, whoopee! I don't like it.
Right, that poor kid too. Man.
Yeah, his life was ruined.
Sorry, Jake Lloyd.
And the fact that part 2, I kind of glance at it every now and then. I usually just use it as background noises.
It's because Anakin was a whiny fucking bitch, huh?
Yes.
Sorry.
You can curse. We just like to keep it as a minimum.
Whiny bitch, man.
Yeah, first one he was a little too jolly little bastard.
Yep.
Second one he just whined a lot.
Just constantly.
Third one that's where he became.
He starts getting cool in the third one, and then you kill him off. Should have got him more badass back in like episode 2.
Well, the movies
he was
are missing.
crying when he was killing Tusken Raiders. What's up
that's
with that?
because he was in the middle of the fight between the dark side and the light side.
I know,
he wanted to do
mean,
it, but at the same time he was like, I know I shouldn't, but you messed my mom up.
I know.
You guys.
I get it, but
the third
he
one
was crying. And
but they miss so much stuff because like if you read the books, because there's so many like Star Wars books out there.
So many.
If you read them, they tell you how much of a badass Darth Vader actually is when he was in his younger Darth Vader season.
Yep.
Right before when he became Lord Vader and he got like the mask and he was all black, he destroyed so much and he just whooped ass so much. It was
talk
ridiculous.
about after the no.
Yeah.
After that. So not during the no part, but after the no part. Did you ever play this Force Unleashed when he had his apprentice stuff?
Oh, that game was great.
Right?
The second one, did you see the new one that's coming out?
No.
Fallen Order.
Wait, yes. Cause,
it's supposed to be just like the Force Unleashed and stuff.
Joe was previewing a couple of things on that he was sharing, and I was like,
I'm so excited.
What is this?
So what'd you feel about the newer Star Wars?
I like it.
I don't mind it at all.
I like it. I know a lot of people are, they're just rehashing stuff, but you know what? I'm okay with that.
Well, they're not though.
I'm okay.
This in this storyline that they're doing, and it's going to be. It's not necessarily I'm going to give spoilers right now because I don't necessarily know.
We don't know what's going on yet, right?
But
we don't.
What I've read, because I've read a lot of the Star Wars books throughout my life, and I love all of them. In fact, I just got one. It's the Young Order. It's with Han Solo and Princess Leia's twin kids, and it has Chewbacca's daughter in it. Lobaka is her name.
Nice. You know what? I think I've been out of the whole loop. I didn't know about this.
There's so many, and that's just like an alternate storyline. But in this storyline, like Chewbacca's daughter has like a yellow lightsaber. She's dope. But within the next movie that's coming out, throughout the books I've read and when I'm just putting pieces together, I think that Kylo Ren he's going to go to the light side because he is a Skywalker.
The
Rise of the Skywalker. Yes. He is a Skywalker because of Leia, and I think what's going to happen is homegirl Rey is going to go to the dark side.
What about that? With that little clip?
Yeah, exactly.
Where you're like,
where she has the two lightsabers and then it flips to a spear.
Right.
I think that's what's going to happen. But then again, I think she'll either die, and because the prophet says that a Skywalker will bring balance to the Force. Yep. It hasn't yet.
Yep. The number one thing that I'm most curious about, because this has always been a rumor, is that Palpatine created Anakin.
No. It was
Plagueis, right?
Yes, it was Plagueis.
Darth Plagueis.
Plagueis. Pegasus.
Darth Pegasus created Anakin.
Well, see, so that's the theory is because Darth Pegasus could
I like that. Let's keep that. Darth Pegasus could no copyright.
Nope, not
no
today.
Copyright today.
Can put the Force.
What was it?
I'm drawing a blank.
Manipulate midichlorians, right?
Yes,
to create life.
Exactly. And then as soon as because if you watch episode 1.
Yep.
Like Anakin's mom was like, "Oh, I don't know. I just woke up pregnant, he's Jesus."
Right. Exactly.
So technically, Anakin is Jesus.
Anakin is Jesus.
But and then episode 3, Palpatine explains to him like, "Oh, you've never heard of the great story of Darth Pegasus." He's just like,
yes.
So he tells him like, "Oh, but he couldn't control his own or couldn't save his own life."
Right.
But that led me to believe. And I wish they would make a Darth Pegasus movie because
Darth Pegasus or Darth Bane.
Dude,
did you read Darth Bane?
Oh, did I? Darth Bane is my third favorite Sith because it's Vader, Pegasus, and then Bane.
That's good. Yeah, I haven't read anything about Pegasus besides what he's been mentioned, but Bane, man.
Bane was before Pegasus.
Yep, Bane was the one who created the Order of Two. Mm-hmm. He's the one who... I don't know if I want to spoil this.
Dude,
Okay, we're going to spoil this.
There's no spoiler.
He's the one that in his time, he was on a battlefield with millions, I don't know if it was millions, but we're going to say millions of Sith and millions of Jedi fighting, and he goes in the middle and meditates and freaking destroys them all. Done.
The Force.
Bane is the man.
How did he die?
What was it? It was a Force bomb or something? His apprentice killed him. I can't remember what, but it was...
That's usually how it happens. Is the apprentice usually kills the master.
It's the Sith way. It's just it.
And there's always one. My question is, where did this Kylo Ren's master come from?
Right? Like, I think that's on everyone's mind. Where
out
did
of
Snoke?
Nowhere, Snoke just like popped up. Because at the end of episode 5 and before episode 6, or I'm sorry, at the end of episode 6.
6, yeah.
And before 7.
So the rise of I forgot what they called it.
New Order?
The New Order, yeah. The rise of the New Order. Where did
all these guys come from? Because both...
The Knights of Ren, right? That's what they're called.
Yeah, because both Sith, or Master and Apprentice died at the end of episode.
So where are these? Yeah.
Where?
Because if you were a fan of the Clone Wars, also the TV series, it fills in the blanks that all the Night Sisters and the witches and stuff from Dathomir are all dead.
I boycotted the show at first because I was like, this was like right in the age where I was like, man, I'm not going to watch cartoons. But then like I sat down with my cousin one day and I was like babysitting him. I was like, what do you want to watch? He was like, I want to watch that. And I was like, all right, cool, whatever. And I just like threw it on. I was playing my DS and I was like, I found myself watching more of that than playing. And eventually I just set my DS down. I was like, wow, this is actually...
They did a good job, man. They did a really good job. Like that, especially like the last 3 episodes where they get into where the Force ghosts and giving yourself to the Force came from. Oh my gosh!
You strike me down, and I will be with you forever.
It was awesome, and then the whole Qui-Gon. Yeah.
I was a huge fan of Qui-Gon.
I am excited because they are going to continue with that series on Disney XD or not
Disney Plus.
Disney Plus. Yeah, that's right.
They have the story about, I forget what it's called, about the bounty hunter guy. Mandalorian. And then eventually, I think at like the end of 2020, they're coming out with the Solo.
Yeah.
I am stoked. Because, is it Egan?
You mean, no, you're talking about Obi-Wan.
Yeah.
That's what I was waiting for. I was waiting for Obi-Wan because Obi-Wan. You know what?
Not Solo, because Solo already had his film.
Solo already had his, yeah.
Which was okay.
You know what, honestly... I liked it, okay? But my problem with the movie wasn't the storyline. I was okay with it. It was that some parts were too dark to know what the hell was going on. I don't know if it's because I'm old. Maybe I need my eyes checked. But there were parts in there where I was like, wait. What's going on?
Turn your brightness up on your TV.
Something, man. I don't know. But anyway, I had no problem with it. Maybe a little bit with Woody Harrelson because it's like Woody Harrelson playing Han Solo, but Han Solo being in the movie being Han Solo, and it wasn't. I don't know.
Woody Harrelson didn't play Han Solo.
No, he didn't play Han Solo, but he played the Han Solo character,
the mentor.
That was like mentor, but he wasn't his mentor. But
yeah, I can see what you're talking about now.
It was just I was like, I got too many Han Solo-esque characters going on.
There only should be one guy in a vest and brown boots.
Because you always like when you're watching Star Wars, it's Han Solo.
Yeah.
You know, he's one of a kind.
He's shot first.
He's the rebel. He's the scoundrel. He's shot first. But then you got Woody Harrelson. You're like, I'm not trying to diss Woody Harrelson. Everybody loves Woody Harrelson, but I'm like, you're trying to take away from this character development by just being like. Han Solo is just a copycat of this character.
I think that's in like the outlook. That's what it was like he was his mentor. Han Solo's like got a lot of attributes from that guy.
Yeah,
which I wasn't too mad about that. But they could have picked someone better than
they could have done a little bit better with it, but it is what it is. We still got Star Wars.
Yeah, no, exactly.
You know, because honestly, with George Lucas, we weren't going to get anything else.
Oh, no.
We weren't going to get nothing else, man.
Did you ever see, how'd you feel about Rogue One?
I loved it. You know why I loved it so much? Is because, you know what? I went into this movie, knew nothing about any of the characters, and I said, you know what? People aren't safe anymore. You know what I mean? when you
everyone's
got
gonna die.
you got Luke Skywalker and you know what this movie's about, like stealing the death plans, and you just hear many Bothans died to get us this information. Remember that? You remember that line?
Yes.
And you have a movie based on that one line, and you're like, oh, shit is going to go down in this movie. Nobody is safe.
There's going to be a lot of death.
You get a lot of tension, and you get a lot of I got excited for that movie. So
my favorite part.
I just sat there, just on the edge of my seat, going like, "Oh my god!" And then when Darth Vader came out,
and that was my favorite part. That whole the movie was good, but the ending when he came out and just wrecked it.
Right?
Oh, I was like,
Which did you ever see that the clip that I forgot who made it? So. My apologies to whoever made this, but if you're watching. But they reimagined that scene with Darth Vader and Obi-Wan from A New Hope when they're fighting lightsabers and stuff. And they imagined it like how they fought in Episode 3. And they kind of merged it and like CG'd it. And so you had old Obi-Wan doing these flips and stuff, but it like meshed perfectly with Alec Guinness and was it David Prowse in the movie. So they meshed it all together and added these little sequences where they're flipping and kind of lightsabers are going around.
That's pretty dope.
I'll have to send you the link, but it was.
I would love to see that actually.
They nailed it, just beautiful. But anyway, so I'm just glad that we're getting a lot of Star Wars stuff. We're gonna have a lot of stuff coming up, and I just love it all. Now the one thing that part of me is like glad that they're never gonna touch or never going to alter, that will never happen, at least as long as Bob Gale and Robert Zemeckis are alive, is my Back to the Future.
And you know what? And I'm also really glad about that because that is one of the cult classics that you should not fucking touch.
No.
Are you listening to me out there? Don't even fucking think about making a reboot, a remake. Don't. Leave it alone.
I don't even know how they could do it. It's I'm gonna go on a limb, okay? So of course this is
It's about to get heavy.
When this baby hits 88 miles per hour, we're gonna see some serious shit. So I gotta say, that is my most favorite trilogy of all time. Hands down, in my opinion, it's the perfect trilogy. It is.
No, I agree with you.
It just completes it. It wraps it up. It doesn't leave you hanging. It sums everything up. Now,
I wasn't too big of a fan of the third one.
No,
I'm gonna say when they went to the Wild Wild West,
and that's where we got our name, right?
Yes. But hear me out. I loved it, but the fact that I don't like the West. I'm over the West. I grew up in a house where my grandpa loved John Wayne. It was the Duke. It was what was the other one that
Eastwood.
Yeah, Eastwood, and
I just like the movie. Clint Eastwood.
There's all I grew up in he was Western. He was a Western guy. So when Back to the Future was Western, I was like, I'm gonna watch it, but I fucking hate cowboys. I like ninjas.
Ooh, ninjas.
Yeah. But all around, I did enjoy it through.
I think I'm at the point to where with Back to the Future, I can't see it as three different movies anymore.
It's just one.
One giant movie.
Because it's just one. If you watch one, you have to watch the second.
You have to watch the second,
and then
one.
It leads you. You have to watch
the third.
And then if you get bored, you do it again.
Exactly.
Because they're that good where you can watch them back to back to back to back.
It's just. Boom, 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 boom.
That was Jeremy.
Yep.
Thank you, Cosmic Soup, for hosting this tonight.
Oh yeah.
That was his butt you just saw. So lucky you.
Yeah, Back to the Future, man. That is my. Obviously we named the band after Madd Dog Tannen and. God, yeah, just everything from time travel, which sometimes doesn't make much sense in that movie, but
which actually they what's this word that I'm looking for? They pretty much announced that whole movie was bullshit in Avengers Endgame.
Yep. Pretty much, yeah. Endgame called them out, didn't they?
They did, but time travel is a tricky thing.
Oh yeah, unless you're James Cameron, you're not getting it right?
No, because I don't. Yeah, no.
Because supposedly, from what they say, James Cameron's the man when it comes to time travel movies. I don't understand it. Maybe I'm not smart enough.
No. What movie did he make? What?
Terminator 2.
Okay, that's correct. Still, same concept. He had rules in that, things in that movie which wouldn't have happened.
True.
So James Cameron's
No, I know. I agree.
Not a fact.
I agree. So supposedly he's doing this next Terminator 2 to fix the timeline. Good for him.
He's probably just bored.
Yeah. Anyway, Back to the Future is still the best one.
Oh,
best time
definitely.
travel movie ever.
Definitely.
You can't beat a DeLorean that time travels and going back to the 50s and playing guitar like a badass.
He did too. That was like a good scene.
It was, huh? The way, like, even like, you know, Kevin used to tell me all the time, like, how, dude, like.
Did he really play it? Or
So
was
supposedly he had someone on set, apparently, from what Kevin tells me, that he had someone on set and he listened to it and he would actually learn how to play it so that way it lolooked right on camera because he wanted to do the song justice.
Oh, okay, that makes sense, and that's awesome.
Which, yeah, it's awesome because it's not like, you remember Saved by the Bell?
Just hold it.
Right? Do you remember Zack Attack?
Oh, dude, who can't forget his fucking...
Right? You're like, wow, that's not... Like, you don't even... Like,
I don't play instruments.
You don't have to play instruments and look at them going like, that does not look right.
I'm a goddamn roadie, and I know when someone is playing a guitar and when they're not.
You're doing a solo and you're just hitting the strings like this and you're like...
Your fingers aren't even moving. You're just sitting there.
Right?
But and the sound is just beautiful. I don't know.
Yeah, you know.
Unless they have like fingers of gold.
That's
and they
right.
just, I don't know. Actors.
Zach Morris. I love that one. Zach Morris is trash. I don't know if you've seen any of those.
No,
he was really a horrible person.
Was he?
He was, yeah.
Like, you know.
He was always scamming stuff and just totally like, yeah, that's a whole nother segment. Zach Morris, I love Saved by the Bell, but he was quite a person.
So I wasn't a big Saved by the Bell fan.
No?
No. I mean, my sister was, so like when she got home from school or whatever, she was watching it.
But do you remember the famous episode that I'm so excited when she was all like hopped up on caffeine pills?
So, Saved by the Bell aired when I was a wee little lad.
Oh, now I'm showing my age.
I'm not even 30 yet, but I'm 20. I just turned 29, so I'm a little young.
Yeah, you're a little young.
I'm a little.
Sorry, now I'm showing my age, huh?
Oh, your hair already does that, buddy.
I know. Huh?
Dude, I've caught a couple gray hairs in my beard already. I'm like pulling them out. My girlfriend's like, "Don't do that. You're gonna get more." And I'm like, "That's just a myth."
That's just a myth.
It's just a lifestyle.
Yeah, it's kids and work.
It's life. It's just life.
It's life.
It's just life.
Exactly. It's life.
All right, so we did the Batman, talked the Star Wars, and we're not gonna stop talking Back to the Future because that shit's just gold.
Oh, right.
So
wonderful.
Episode 1, the first movie.
Part 1.
Favorite part, and to this day, hands down, him going and then shooing, like, and going back, and then, like, Doc's just standing there, like, or not Doc, Marty's just standing like, whoa! And you can see him, like, because the graphics were so bad that, like, you could see that he was on, like, a green screen.
Yeah.
When he did that, because he was standing, like, in the fire of the tracks. I don't know what it is about that part, but when he was just like, vroom, and it's just like the whole scene, the sparks, the flames on the street.
Just didn't quite.
I know, but I loved it. It was just like.
It was wonderful, yeah.
I was like, that guy just went back in time. That's awesome.
Right?
Because I think at that point, that was my first, like, taste of time travel in movies.
I think for a lot of us, that has to be.
So I was just like,
the first introduction, yeah.
That's how you do it? Damn, I gotta get a DeLorean.
Right.
I gotta get what was that little piece that they needed? The
flux capacitor.
Yeah. And you gotta hit 88
and
miles
Mr. Fusion. You have to have Mr. Fusion because it's gotta power the flux capacitor. But the DeLorean always ran on gasoline. Oh, I love that.
It was good.
It's okay. We got Mr. Fusion. We'll be fine. Like, that powers the flux capacitor, buddy, but DeLorean still runs on gasoline.
There's always little bits and pieces that don't make sense.
Then you think about like the hover conversion job when the car flew and everything. Did that run off of gasoline or was that powered by something else? Like,
my question is, why didn't he keep the hoverboard?
On which part? Hold on. Which part?
Just through the whole thing.
He did. Remember? So
clearly not, because it's been a while. But I
so at the end of Back to the Future 2. Actually, when they went back to the alternate 1985, he took the hoverboard with him. He had it. So it was in the DeLorean because remember when Biff is going through the tunnel?
Yes.
He had the hoverboard.
Well, yeah, but then, oh yeah, that's right, because he was like,
yeah,
and he went on the
grabbed
side.
that. He grabbed the pennant, what do you call it? The pennant flag things, and then he took them up. And then he finally lost the hoverboard in 1885 when he gave it to Doc when Doc went to save Clara off the train, and he floated it to him, and Doc got it and flew away. And actually, I remember asking, I think I remember asking my parents like a question about that movie when I was younger, and I said, how did he make the train if the DeLorean like flew into the ravine and blew up, and the DeLorean went back to 1985, and then how did he make a train with the parts to go back? And my dad actually told me like, oh, it's from the hoverboard, and I was like,
you know what?
Okay, I'll buy it.
You know what? Because I was thinking that was my next question. It was like because they had the train, which they went back in time.
He came back to tell Marty he was okay and that everything worked out perfect. I
was thinking like, how are you going to do that in 1800s?
Yeah, how do you build a flux capacitor in 1885?
But then again, you don't ever doubt Doc Martin.
Never. But that's what my dad told me. He said, oh, he had the hoverboard, so he had the technology there to create this from that and then run it on steam power. I'm like, okay, I'll buy it.
I'm not even mad at that. I'm not even mad at that answer, to be honest.
I'll take it.
It's a really good answer.
It's like one of those things, like, being a dad, too. Like, you think about that, your kid asks you something, it's like, you got an answer.
You have to have an answer.
You know what? If you think back to, like, I had that with my dad, like, in that instance, you think about that, you're like, heck, he probably had no idea what he was talking about. But it worked.
Yeah.
It
Definitely
totally
did.
Worked.
Definitely did. And I'm super glad they will never make another Back to
the Future. Never.
Because they should just be left alone. They shouldn't even be made in DVD. It should just be strictly VHS.
Although I did enjoy the Blu-ray to see all the behind-the-scenes stuff. That was fun. That's always fun.
I always buy a good Blu-ray movie just for the behind-the-scenes.
You know what? I do take that back a little bit because did you ever play the Back to the Future game?
The Tall Tale?
Yeah.
No, I heard good things about it.
It was really good.
And I've been wanting to, because especially lately I've been wanting to get into those Tall Tale games.
Yeah.
Because it's all storyline.
Yep.
Like there's barely any action, and it's all just like decision making and storyline.
It's all story.
And you can make certain things happen by picking certain things, and I like that style.
So if you ever get a chance, it's worth like what, $20?
I think I was talking to our buddy Cash. You know Cash, right? You might not know Cash.
Maybe not.
A good friend of ours.
If I do know you, Cash, I'm sorry. I meet a lot of people sometimes and I forget. I'm old.
He was playing it and he was telling me about it. And I was like, that's why I want to get back into it. They also have a Tall Tale Batman also.
You know what? I couldn't get through it.
No?
I couldn't.
Huh. Like that bad? Or
I got bored with it. I hate to say that, and I have these Batman tattoos, and I'm sitting there going like, I just appreciate everything. I couldn't get through the Telltale. I'll have to. I always say this, or I shouldn't say I always say this. I always think this. It wasn't the right time for me to play it.
No.
Because you know what? It's probably not a bad game at all. It's just I didn't have the time or in the right mindset to where I could sit down and do it.
Well, because you have to be, believe it or not, ladies and gentlemen, you have to be in a mindset to just sit down and play a video game.
Yes.
Because if not, then you're not going to fully enjoy the experience that it's got to give you. So if you're just like, it's not in the mood, just don't play it.
It's just, exactly. Because otherwise you're just going to force yourself and you're not going to enjoy it. So at the time when the Tall Tale Batman game came out, I bought it. I got it. I started it. I didn't finish it. Obviously, it could have been a thought of things. Could have been just distracted by work or kids or whatnot. It wasn't the right time for me to sit down and play this game. So I never finished it. But the Arkham series is a completely different story because you can't put those ones down.
I agree with you. I agree with you. I played every
single one of them. And
each one was it was better and better than the next.
And I was the guy.
Enjoyed all of them.
So I dropped the $500, $600 on PlayStation 4 just for Arkham Knight because they only released it for PlayStation 4 at the time. Mm-hmm. And I was like,
gotta get it.
I'm not going to miss this. So I remember telling the wife, I'm like, yeah, I had to buy a $500 console and a $60, $70 game.
Texas
right?
in.
So I was like, $600 I need for this one game. So I did. And Yeah, that's some of the best money I ever spent.
That
was worth it.
I did the exact same thing, but for the Spider-Man 4.
Ooh.
Or for Spider-Man for PS4. And I do not regret any of that.
Oh, no, because you know what? In all honesty, there's never been a bad Spider-Man game.
Never. And I've already beat it once, and I'm on my second playthrough on Plus Hard.
Yeah.
But I think what I'm going to do for my channel, for you guys, is I'm going to start it all the way over and then just stream it all. Every time I play it, I'm going to play it for you guys.
You know what? That's a good idea. My kids love watching that stuff.
A lot of kids do. Like, my son will sit and just watch YouTube game streams and stuff all day long.
Yep.
He was bugging me the other day. He was like, Dad, when are you going to start streaming again? I was like, dude, I played some Apex the other night. And he was like, you need to play more.
Yeah, there you go.
All right, man, I guess.
There you go. And then you got to get him into it, too, with you and start doing it.
So he was over at my house like 2 weeks ago. And I got there and I have my big TV on like my living room, and then I brought in my other TV and I put it down on the floor.
Yeah.
So I had all my systems hooked up. So when he got there, he could play whatever he wanted to play while I played also. I swear that kid sat there and played Pokemon for 8 hours. And I was like, dude, you want to go to the park? You want to go swimming? You want to do something? He was like, no, Dad, I'm busy. I'm catching. I'm like, dude, by all means.
Right.
I was like, you need any help? Just let me know. I beat this game a dozen times. And
right.
So we and that was like the most proudest moment I've had. Like, my son was just like, Dad, let's play Pokemon together. I'm a huge Pokemon nerd, so when my son it almost brought a tear to the eye.
That's awesome.
Like, man.
That's awesome. Now, have you ever had him try like the old games, like the original Mario Brothers and
he doesn't
the
like
platform? No, I don't blame him.
It's because he doesn't like the 8-bit. He doesn't like the graphics.
They're tough.
He's like, oh, Dad, games nowadays are way better graphics. Like, yes, but this was also made back when I was a kid. Like, they didn't have the technology they do now.
See, I kind of, with my kids, I was like, I wanted them to try these games, right? And they liked them for the most part. But going back, you find out how challenging they actually are, right? And you look at these kids, you have no idea what it is to try to get through Super Mario Brothers without having a save button or a continue button. Like, you had to go from world 1-1 and get to 8-8 or 8-4 it was, huh? There's 4 in each one? Yep. Something like that, right?
Well, it depends on which one you play.
It's been a while.
Because there's 8 worlds.
8 worlds.
Well, regardless.
The first one, we're talking the original, the very first one where you were on the original Nintendo. Because Super Mario Brothers 3, did that one have a save function, or you could continue on that one?
Yeah, it was.
But
the
Super
ones
Mario Brothers
before
1
that,
and 2?
No, there was just you had to sit down for that whole day. Yep. Just take the whole day off, sit down and play it, and not die.
Right?
Because if you died and you had to start,
you started all the way over.
1-1 with you, buddy. But
I broke a couple controllers over that because you just like,
what?
Man.
Oh yeah. But look, like within the time, you learn all the little cheat pathways.
Oh yeah, all the warp zones.
Yeah, which wasn't needed. I would only do it. Let's say if I was on 8 or 8, the 8th world, and I died, I'm gonna just run through real quick just to get back to where it was.
Rocking the turtle shell where you're getting all those 1-ups. Oh, it was great. Good time. Which actually, you know what? That brings me around. You might be too young, but do you remember the movie The Wizard?
The Wizard. Who's in it?
Yeah. So Fred Savage is in it, and I can't remember the other 2 people. They were probably popular at some time in the 80s. Check this out. So you ever get a chance to watch it? It's actually it's a big giant budget commercial for Super Mario Brothers 3. Not even joking. The movie is super nostalgic, super 80s. If you ever get a chance, watch it. It's terrible.
I do love a good horrible movie. Actually,
it's horrible, but it's all about video games back in the early. It's got to be late 80s probably.
It sounds familiar because they
go to a video game playoff championship thing. Like Pixels almost have the essence of it, but this movie is the essence of the video game champion. The things that me as a kid growing up in the 80s and early 90s and stuff. That's the dream, was oh my God, I want to go to one of these video game show-off playoff things.
Oh, yeah.
Where you have 50 different televisions all hooked up and it just makes one giant screen thing.
I've been to several gaming tournaments, like Smash Bros.
Oh, dude.
Down here when Smash Bros. Brawl for the Wii came out and a couple other ones, the one before that for the GameCube, I would go to GameStop at midnight Because they would hold for like the midnight. Like I would pre-order the game, and so when it came out at midnight, I would be there to buy it. Well, the GameStop right over here down the street had a tournament, and while they waited for for midnight, I ended up coming in first place, and I got a trophy. It was like a gold trophy. It was for like track. Like one of the guys there.
They reused the track trophy.
And
That's awesome.
They stuck a Mario's head on it.
That's awesome.
So it was super funny. But yeah, tournaments, like growing up, I was like, oh, I could do that. I should be able to. Like I'm really good at games. And now that I'm an adult, I don't do it nearly as much because I'm not as good as I used to be.
Well, I gotta.
It's a fun stuff. Anybody out there watching, if you could sign up for a tournament, do it. It's exhilarating.
So I never signed up for tournaments, but I was showing you some lame-o stuff earlier, some earlier stuff, the earlier band that I was in. So the band I was in before the lame-os, and we're talking now. Actually, I think I showed you a little bit of Irix Out, and before that was a band called Free Toy Inside. We'll cut this. We won't get too much into that.
You can get whatever you want into, buddy. We got a couple minutes.
Ooh. Anyway,
some time.
We'll go back in the day. I'm talking like 96 to 2000, somewhere in between there. It's a little fuzzy sometimes, but so it was when the original Smash Brothers came out in '64.
Oh, that was a great game.
Right. So how that band functioned was this: we would go to band practice, we would practice a couple songs, go play smoke. Go play Smash Brothers, practice a couple songs, smoke, go play Smash Brothers.
Giant loop.
It was one giant loop, which was wonderful, and we got really good. We got good because I don't know how familiar you are with the original Smash Brothers, but it was tough, man. Like if you for example, my favorite character was Pikachu in it, and when you would do one of those throws for someone off the ledge, and you just sit there wait for them to try to jump back and just knock them straight off to the right. Like it would just drive you insane because you're like, oh my god, are you serious? Like you do it like so many times.
Yeah, that's what you're doing.
Yeah, exactly. Mm-hmm. We had inappropriate names for that I shouldn't say. So.
Oh no, by all means, I want to hear.
Oh god, it's inappropriate. But anyway, we would call each other such bad names and just, God, we would get vulgar, super vulgar about each other doing this to each other. So. The only way to get around it was we had to become better than that person, right?
Well, my thing is, if like you suck at a video game and like you lose to me and you get mad about it, the one thing I'm going to tell you is get better.
Right?
Get better.
So we got good. We got so good that nobody could beat us. I'm not even joking, except for the three of us that would constantly play, and we'd play each other all the time, and we'd just constantly. So people would be like, "Oh, I'm like the best at Smash Brothers." So we had this one guy. I'll leave nameless just in case. Who knows? He might. I don't know. I don't talk to him at all, but we'll just say, for whatever reason, if I ever come across him, we'll call him Phil.
Call him Phil.
Like Groundhog Day. Yeah. Phil? Anyway, so Phil tells a mutual friend, oh, I'm the best at Smash Brothers. I can beat him. We said, come on over. We'll show you what's up. You know, we were never boastful or anything. We just knew.
Yeah.
So he came over, and we're playing him. He's getting mad. He's just getting so mad because we're just taking him to town, like left and right. I'm not even joking. Before he gets his last guy, he comes over and plugs our controller.
Oh!
And we're like, what? We're like,
salty
no fucking
senorita
way. We're
Phil.
Like, really, dude? And he's like, that's not fair. That's not fair. You guys are cheating, and you guys just do this and this and this. You guys don't really fight. And we're like, dude, that's the game, bro.
Hey, a win's a win, Phil.
So... this happened like even through Smash Brothers Melee. That's about as far as we got. As far as I still have Smash Brothers Melee, and actually, you know what? Funny enough, hi kids, I love you, but I'm never gonna let you win until you're ready to beat Dad. But I do the same thing to my kids, where I'm like, nope, same thing. You're gonna have to get good.
I was like when I had my son over there.
But they love it. You know what? My kids love playing it though.
We were playing the new Smash Bros, and he was getting mad. He I think this was his first experience in like gamer age.
Yeah.
Because he was like trying to beat me in Smash Bros. And I wasn't going full like throttle on him.
Yeah.
But I wasn't letting him win.
Oh, no.
Like, he killed me once, he killed me twice, but he'd never got me down. Like, he never won. And I saw the look in his face when I killed him the last time. He was just, his hand went up with the controller. I said, you throw my controller, I'm going to throw you. He just slowly puts it down. I'm like, no controller.
But you know what?
House.
When our kids finally do beat us,
it's going to make them feel so good. I mean, I doubt that day is ever going to come. I'm going to be on my deathbed, and my son's going to walk in, put the controller in my hand, beat me real quick, and be like, told your dad I would get it before he died.
But that day is going to be their day.
Yeah, yep. Oh, man, it's good shit.
But yeah, it's funny, like, Smash Brothers of all the games, too.
Fun story about, like, it was probably about a month or two ago. I was over at my friend's house, and they're all playing Smash Bros. They're having a giant party, and like they're all playing Smash Bros. And like I'm just chilling in the back, just drinking, watching, playing. I went to go play beer pong, having fun. Eventually, my buddy Cameron comes up to me and he's like, "Hey, I need you to come play some Smash Bros." I was like, "I really don't want to beat anybody right now."
Awesome.
Like, I'm that cocky. I really don't. Like,
you know
I'm
what?
not that good. But I know I'm good.
You know what this means? We're gonna have to have a continuation episode to where you stream game. We're gonna have to do this.
I'm completely down.
We're gonna have to. We'll get this worked out. We're gonna have to hang out.
But so he came in. I was like, I don't want to. I was like, all right, whatever. Because this guy apparently was just running his mouth, and he was like, I never lose, and he wasn't. He was just running the whole game. So I was like, all right. I went in. Cracked my neck. I played my characters are Bowser's my heavy character.
Yeah.
Kid Link is my fast character.
Yeah.
And then I use Wolf as my medium.
Nice.
So I went in and I picked Kid Link.
Yep.
And like him and I, we're all battling. It was just mostly him and I came down to last. He ended up beating me. And I was like, all right. Cracked my neck, popped my knuckles, all that good stuff. Yep. 8 more games. I played. I used my other characters. Didn't die, not once.
Nice.
I got this guy to get up and just walk out of the room. He's like, I'm done.
Nice.
Because he was like, he was cocky enough to think he was the best. I know I'm cocky enough because I know I'm the best.
Yep. Yep.
But
isn't it a great feeling when you? I don't know if you've done this, but I've done this a couple times. You walk into there, and you got this guy that he's doing the same thing, and you get Jigglypuff out.
Oh, and you smash him with
smash him with Jigglypuff, and you're just like, what, dude? Because I'm sorry, but Jigglypuff just sucks,
I'll
man.
do one even better.
But
I'll beat you with Rob.
Rob, nice. Actually, my friend Mark is awesome with Rob and Marth. This is how you... Boom.
My cousin...
He's actually really good with those two.
My cousin and I that's who I trained with, was my cousin Chris, and because we grew up together as cousins. And
isn't it great? We always have
that one person go neck and neck with.
And you just go.
But he even puts my dick into the dirt when we play Smash Bros. He'll beat me with every character.
That's how Mark is.
That's what made me get better, was like, all right, I'm not gonna let you beat me with this guy again.
Yep.
I'm not gonna and he does now. We're kind of a draw, but before it was just like he would toss my dick every which way.
Mark's the same way, and we have the same. We're both Pikachu guys, and we used to fight over colored hats because we always loved the blue star hat.
I like the Ash hat.
The Ash hat is pretty cool, but we were always about that blue pointy hat, right? We always were like, no, that's my hat, and we'd have to fight each other to win the right to wear that hat, and it would just go back and forth. But Mark can still put me in my place.
There's always that one person that's
there's
better
always,
than
yeah.
you. No matter who you are, there's I'm good, but there's always someone better.
So my buddy Mark too, he just got it, and he was good at video games all the time. Like, we used to work at Arrowhead Mall back when they had
back when malls were relevant.
Yeah, when they were relevant. But we both worked at those candy stores. I don't even remember the candy stores where you'd scoop in the candy and you had the bag. And
I used to walk in there just
to
when I was strolling through the mall, just walk through, just walk out.
Right, everybody. So as a kid, we worked there at the Arrowhead one, and they had that pocket change arcade for a while, right?
Yes.
So on his breaks, he would walk over there, wait for his turn on Marvel vs. Capcom 2 back when it was an arcade.
Oh, that's
and you know what he would do? His whole break, he would sit there and own everybody in line for that game, and then he'd have to walk away because he'd finished his break.
Capcom versus Marvel vs. Capcom 2 was really good.
Right?
It was a fast-paced game, and that's what
I can honestly tell you, I have no idea what I'm doing when I play that game. I just smash the buttons.
A lot of people don't. But, I mean, once you play one fighting game, it's pretty much all the same. It's
right.
backwards fireball, frontward fireball, back forward, up,
Street
down.
Fighter.
More combat.
Capcom, I guess that makes sense, huh? Yeah. So if you learned Street Fighter, you kind of know how to play it a little bit.
I preferred Capcom versus SNK.
I don't remember that one. Was that a Dreamcast one, right?
It was a Dreamcast. I'm really happy you knew that.
It is a Dreamcast, yeah.
There's a lot. Dreamcast was an underrated system,
yes, it
in
was.
my opinion.
Because it had Marvel vs. Capcom, actually, and Crazy Taxi.
I played Spawn a lot.
Ooh, I didn't even know they had a Spawn game.
They had
that.
It was a fighting game. It was
really?
a third person, like you
did. They have a Genesis one too?
I think so.
Maybe I did play it and I don't remember.
It was pretty good for a game. My favorite though was Worms Armageddon.
Worms Armageddon. You know what? Someone else was recently talking about that game or something.
It's just like you got two teams or however many teams you're playing against, and you're just little worms that have like guns and grenades and rocket launchers.
Sweet.
But you don't get to move them. So like, let's say you have 10 characters on your team.
Yeah.
So it's this guy's turn.
Yeah.
So you get to either move them a little bit, like let's say, because they're placed all through the map just randomly.
Yeah.
And like, you have to kill them. So you have to be the last team to survive.
Oh, that's awesome.
Oh, it was.
That sounds awesome.
One of the greatest games is when you get home tonight, just YouTube Worms Armageddon, and it's.
I'm going to have to check it out.
Like it's called a holy hand grenade, and you throw it, and it's like hallelujah, hallelujah, and then it's like, and it blows up half the map. It's
nice.
Great.
That is awesome.
All right. Nice. So we're getting to that point of the show where we got to wrap it up.
All right.
We're coming through. But where it started on my podcast, Meatbag, Jeremy knows what I'm talking about. You get a couple questions to throw my way. Any kind of nerding question you want.
Any kind of nerding question.
Yeah.
And I told you supposed to think about this, and I got distracted.
It happens.
So we know your favorite Batman. How about this? Who's your favorite Superman?
There's only like a couple Supermans.
You got George Reeves, Christopher Reeves. You got Brandon Routh. You get Tom Welling thrown in there.
Who's the guy from Smallville?
Tom Welling.
That's him.
There you go.
I prefer and
Henry Cavill.
Well,
no. Dean Cain.
Oh, Dean Cain. Oh my God. Thank you.
Thanks,
Dean
Jeremy.
Cain.
Well, I can't really say that because like I like Smallville because it showed more of Clark Kent.
Yep.
And that's what I enjoyed was like because I was never a Superman fan because he's fucking invincible,
right?
Unless he up against Batman, then he loses every time, I guess.
Well, it's always kind of a cheap trick, right? Because Superman, I'm not trying to say Superman's not a one-trick pony, but he always kind of like it's always like okay, kryptonite. Okay, kryptonite.
Yeah, you want to beat Superman, it's just kryptonite.
You know, everyone always forgets about the magic part. Like Superman's vulnerable to magic.
Shazam will destroy Superman every time in a fist fight. Right,
exactly. But they always forget. I don't know if they don't want to explain that or what. We were so close with that last movie, but anyway, yeah, I agree that Superman not a one trick pony, but yeah, it's just always too easy.
Yeah, if you have the right material,
yes,
at least. But yeah, I would say it's Smallville. The guy that played Smallville would be my favorite Clark Kent.
I agree.
Because he did turn Superman at the end. So.
I totally agree with that. He wore Brandon Routh's suit.
Did he?
He did the very last episode.
Well, see, what I did know that the reason why he couldn't fly throughout the entire series was because the director said, "You're not flying unless you have this cape."
Yep. Yep. And they said you're not putting on the suit at all until the last episode, and that was it. It was beautiful.
I enjoyed watching the Smallville, and watching Smallville got me to watch like the Green Arrow nowadays, which is called just the Arrow, and then the Flash.
And we got Crisis coming. Crisis on Infinite Earths coming.
Oh, see, well that's the last season of Arrow. Because this is the last season.
Until they decide to reboot everything again.
I know.
But I'm okay with that because now we get a whole other round.
Exactly. So
second question. Here's a go because you're obviously a Batman fan and you've read some comics. What would you say your Batman book is?
So lately, I'm getting into Dark World Batman, which it's a newer branch of comics.
Yeah.
And what it is, it's as if Batman in every universe was like the Flash. Wow. It's called it's like the Bat Flash, but they're all evil.
Sweet.
Like,
is that where the He Who Laughs thing comes
yes.
from?
Yeah, and
I'm not caught up
the
by
Joker.
any means,
it's like it's Batman as the Joker, or Joker as the Batman form. It's super crazy, super dark, and that's what like lately I've been reading a lot of those. I've been trying to read a lot of those.
That's awesome. I need to get into that because I've seen some stuff because they just converted Shazam, I think, right?
I think so too.
To a man who laughs or whatever. I'm not going to pretend to know anything about this right now, but I need to get into it.
No, you definitely do. It's really dark and it's really gory and it's beautiful. Like Batman kills, but it's not your normal Bruce Wayne Batman.
That's awesome.
It's a dark series.
Well, Thomas Wayne killed too, so when he was Batman, so I'm okay with Batman killing.
Well, that was Flashpoint.
That was Flashpoint. It was great,
which I enjoyed.
But I do want to recommend something to you if you haven't read it. So Kevin Smith wrote Cacophony Batman. So it's a book called Cacophony. It was a one shot, but it was beautiful.
Nice. I'll look into that.
It's wonderful. And
final question.
What's your favorite guitar?
Super
random, but hey, what's your favorite guitar?
I don't know, to be honest.
Fender, a Gibson, an Epiphone,
it's just a
Gretsch, a semi-hollow, a Stratocaster, a Les Paul, a Les Paul Jr.
All of those. They all sound so beautiful.
Actually, let me back that up. I'm going to do a different one. What's your favorite Green Day song?
American Idiot. I'm just kidding. I hate American Idiot. And I hate that new one. Probably something off like one of their older cassettes.
Like how old? We're talking like
probably 1,000? Like Dookie before Dookie.
Before Dookie, so we're talking 39 Smoother, Kerplunk.
Anything off of like those.
Anything?
Like I enjoyed Green Day all the way up to thoroughly enjoyed Green Day all the way up to American Idiot. American Idiot killed it for me.
Did it?
Oh yeah. I there's something about it I just didn't like.
Obviously, like you guys all know, like especially Jeremy knows, because Jeremy did our album and he knows all the influences of Green Day in our band. But
how do you feel about that album?
I love it all. Like obviously, I was talking to you guys earlier. The new song, I'm not sure. I need to listen to the whole album to really get the concept I think they're trying to do. But I honestly love how they've been growing. I honestly think of Green Day as almost like the Rolling Stones. They're always going to be playing. They're always going to be around until they can't do it anymore.
Which should be coming up shortly because those fucking guys are old as shit.
I just saw them, and that dude will give any punk band we have anywhere, even Green Day themselves, give them run for their money running on that stage, man. That guy is full of energy, and he's almost 80. 70-something, man. It's crazy. But, with Green Day, it's definitely a love question. I absolutely adore them. Like, I was about 12 years old, roughly, when Dookie came out, so I heard this album and said, they know me. They know what I'm going from. I hate everything, and I am so angry all the time. So that album came out, and I felt that way, and really latched on to the whole punk thing. There's been some things that I like less than others, so Dookie will always be my
go-to
ultimate
album.
one.
Yeah.
Like,
okay.
That's
I think that's everybody almost.
What's that?
What's your favorite song?
Oh, Basket Case, man. That's the very first one I saw by Green Day. That I remember seeing the video and hearing that song, and when I saw that, I was basically like, what the fuck is this? And oh my god, that's awesome.
So, because Green Day came out with that new song, and they're coming out with the new album, how do you feel about the new Blink?
Oh, I don't know what to think. I haven't gotten into it, to tell you the truth.
No.
I haven't listened to a lot of it at all. The last Blink album that I really listened to, honestly, was Enema of the State.
Jesus. Holy snap!
Right? Yeah, besides that, and just hearing the singles after that, I liked Blink at that time. I was in the Lamos during that time when that album dropped. Because when I first listened to Dude Ranch, so I listened to Dude Ranch early because I saw Blink on, I want to say it was one of those late night shows on MTV when they did music and had live performances like 100. It wasn't 120 minutes because they didn't do live performance, I don't think, but it was one of those MTV shows where they were on the show and they played Damn It, and I was like, what's this? I said, well, you know what? It was funny. I was like, this guy's got stickers on his guitar like Green Day. What is this? And so I ended up buying that album, Dude Ranch, and going through it. And I was like, this was a lot of fun. They're a fun band. Mm-hmm. And then I saw them either there was Warped Tour or The Edge used to have that damn show, an Edge Fest. Back when we had The Edge.
103.9.
No, it was back when it was 106.3.
Oh, even before the 3-point. Damn.
Old. Wow. Yeah, dude, I was there. I was there at Compton Terrace with some of their first shows. Anyway, so I saw Blink-182, and actually there's a whole funny story to that show too, where Cake got shit thrown at him and they booed off the stage. So they're lit that year.
Damn.
So I heard Dude Ranch and got into Blink-182, but I never really got past a whole lot of Enema of the State, to tell you the truth. So not that I didn't really like them, but it just never really spawned into like a huge love for them at all.
Yeah.
So
no, I can see that. All right, so we're gonna go say goodbye, but before we do, if you want to plug these audience with anything and everything you want to plug.
Ooh.
So I know you got some stuff coming out.
Okay, we got obviously no one. The Roadie asked me about the band playing, and everyone kind of doesn't know what's going on, but we are playing still. We got some new material we're working on for everyone. We do have a show September 28th at the Grid in Mesa. Hit up our Facebook, Madd Dog Tannen, MaddDogTannen. So 2 D's in Mad. Hit us up on Facebook. We have all the information there. We'll have at least one new song to play for everyone.
Yeah.
It should be fun. It should be a lot of fun. We got a couple other things in the works that haven't been officialized yet that I don't want to mention yet until we get some more word. But check back to the Facebook. We got a couple new merch things that we're going to have there. Got guitar picks. Got stickers finally. Everyone always asks us for stickers. We never had stickers.
I don't think I was going to say. I don't think I've had Madd Dog.
Never had a sticker, so now we have stickers.
Fuck yeah.
We got shirts, stickers. We got a couple hats left. Anyway, we got some fun stuff coming. We're going to be playing here, hopefully within the next couple months, a lot more. So
the 28th at the Grid in Mesa.
In Mesa, $5 cover charge. So just in case you know, 21 and over. Also, the show starts at 8:00. And forgive me, other bands right now, without looking you up and telling who's, because you know what, I'm always a big thing about wanting to be prepared for that, and I totally forgot.
Well, so here's the thing then. Stay tuned to the Geo Meatbag Show because we fill you in on your local punk rock music every week.
There you go.
So because he doesn't know, you will find out when next time we do a Geo Meatbag Show, closer to that time.
So the 28th, we got some fun stuff coming, so
I'm excited.
We'll have some fun.
I thank you so much for coming on my show.
Man. No, thank you so much. I had so much fun. We got Smash Brothers.
Oh, dude, I'll get you back in for part 2.
Oh yeah,
I'll get you back in. But for all you guys watching out there, I hope you guys all have a great night. Thanks for nerding out with us. Until next time. And let's just walk away. I'll drop the mic.
Walk away.
Boom. Boom. See you later.